85%? Oh my God. Yo, look. I was scrolling and I ran into this in my feed and went a little bit looking around and stuff. And from what I understand, depending on who you're talking to, how they finagled the numbers, it's somewhere between 70 to 85%. Yeah. I gave you that little pause for you to... Could you... bruh. 70 to 85%. And that is one of the reasons for these companies losing billions upon billions upon billions of dollars, destroying their franchises, their IPs, for a modern audience that they were trying to create. They were trying to create that modern audience where it doesn't exist. Because they're definitely not showing up for their movies. And if they are showing up, then that means that they are an extreme minority of the population. If this modern audience does exist. Maybe all of them are showing up, but they're not enough for these companies to make money back. They're enough for them to lose billions upon billions upon billions of dollars collectively. Damn shame. 85%. But they have a plan. Apparently Disney, Lucasfilm, or whatever has a plan. Check this out. The following is an editorial analysis. Lucasfilm reportedly had a new fix for Star Wars, and somehow it sounds more like the same problem. Chase younger viewers. You need to retrieve the loyal fandom that you lost. Now, can that be part of the plan too? Because that's what you need to do. That Rondo Play Hate the Game Bars album dropping next week. You don't need to focus on getting new viewers. You need to focus on regaining, retrieving, bringing back all of the loyalists that you lost and bringing in the younger generation. Well, that's what George did. He did that with his prequels. He brought in the old and he brought in the new. You lost the old and didn't bring in any new. That's bad. Aim for PG-13. Isn't that what you've been doing, PG-13? Build everything inside a top-down creative framework. Use AI to help generate environments and visual effects. Now look, one thing I know about the new generation is they have an issue with AI. A lot of them hate AI. So that's not something you want to, get on the megaphone and let them know. Okay, I believe that AI can be used for good and for bad. There is plenty of slop, but I've seen some great stuff with AI done. And I believe it's just like CGI. Look, when I was growing up, I cannot tell you how much CGI slop we got. It was, it was horrible. That's one of the reasons why I hate the original Beast Wars. I could not stand that. I could not. I liked regular, great hand-drawn animation. And stuff like that was back when CGI was kind of in its infancy in certain ways. You know, when you're talking to James Cameron, his CGI always made things look way better than these little TV shows or these movies that would pop up that were trying to use it, that didn't have a team like his, or maybe they weren't given enough time. I don't know what it was, but there was a lot of bad CGI, and I hated it. So, over the years, things have gotten much better with CGI, to the point that CGI is a staple. You know that so many movies use it. It's part of the process. And I think that's going to happen with AI. I think we're going to go through a growing pains period, which is right now. But then eventually, it'll be so good, you ain't gonna even know why you hated it in the first place. You know what I mean? Well, a lot of you will remember, but you know what I mean by that statement. Make Star Wars feel special again. I thought you said it was special. I thought you were making it for this special modern audience. The Sasquatch of audiences. There's people that say they've seen it, but you don't believe them and you think they're crazy. But before Lucasfilm chases a new audience, it might want to deal with the one it already lost. You damn right, son. Here's the number that you should keep. That should keep someone at Lucasfilm up at night. 85%. That's roughly how much its theatrical audience Star Wars has shed between its Disney era box office peak and its newest big screen entry. So that's from The Force Awakens to The Mandalorian and Grogu. And if you remember back then, before these companies started spreading lies and slander about us, before they started lying and calling us every istophobe in the book, we were all really excited. The majority of the fandom, including myself, was very excited about Rey. We were very excited about where the story was going. We were very excited about Finn. And we assumed they both would become Jedi. He liked her, so maybe they would get together later. Never know. We thought that she was either Luke's daughter, Obi-Wan's daughter, or that she was Anakin reincarnated. And I would have taken either all three, any one of the three. Personally, I like the whole reincarnated Anakin story more than anything else, because that's different. You know what I'm saying? That's more different than, oh, it's such and such as your daughter. Okay. But who'd she end up being? Granddaughter. You don't need a galaxy brain take to see it. You need a calculator. In December 2015, Star Wars: The Force Awakens detonated to the tune of $2,071,310,218 worldwide per box office mojo. The kind of cultural event run that made Disney's $4 billion Lucasfilm purchase look like a steal. 10 plus years later, The Mandalorian and Grogu is grinding toward roughly 316 million worldwide and counting. Run the math, that's about 85% decline. Put bluntly, you can make the argument that Star Wars has lost 85% of its audience. Likewise, Nielsen data has also shown a drop of over 70% in viewership for the Star Wars shows on Disney+. Good Lord. Wow. Maybe that's where I saw that, which is it's anywhere from 70 to 85%. I guess depending on who you're talking to and how you're looking at the numbers. Wow, man. The first defense is obvious. Lucasfilm defenders will say the comparison isn't fair. The Force Awakens was a saga film. The return after a decade and the launch of a numbered trilogy built around Luke, Han, and Leia. The Mandalorian and Grogu is a spinoff from Disney Plus show. Of course it made less, except that excuse already has a name. And the name is, I knew he was going to talk about Rogue One. I knew it. I knew Rogue One was coming. Yeah, Rogue One was a spinoff too. No episode number, no Skywalkers headlining, a side story about stealing the Death Star plans, starring characters most general audiences had never heard of. That's true. I hadn't heard of them. It made over $1 billion in 2016. See? That's the point. Star Wars was healthy. The spinoff was still an event because the brand was the draw, not the number on the poster. People showed up because it said Star Wars. And that's what an event franchise looks like. You're doing good, man. Doing good on this. So no, The Mandalorian and Grogu didn't underperform because of the spinoff. Rogue One proved a spinoff can make a clear billion. Now, if they had put this out right after season 2, oh God, the theaters have been packed. Theaters have been packed, even though they didn't put Luke in this movie, which they should have. If you had put Luke in this movie, man, if you had put Luke in this movie, especially gave him a badass part, like, I get you wanted Grogu to be the hero, that's fine. That's fine. But you can still give Luke a cameo badass appearance. And you didn't do it. Which makes no sense. Makes no sense. It underperformed because it's Star Wars in 2026. And that means something very different. You damn right. And if the defense is Solo, that doesn't get Lucasfilm off the hook either. Solo didn't prove Star Wars spinoffs are doomed. It proved the fallout from The Last Jedi had already hit the brand. You damn right! Solo arrived 6 months later and bombed. The audience that walked out on The Last Jedi didn't come back for the next one. Bruh. Boy, was that hard getting through. I forgot what the third one's called. The last Skywalker. I can't remember. The Mandalorian and Grogu. See? That's how bad it was. The Rise of Skywalker. The hell was it called? The Last Jedi. Then The Rise of Skywalker? Is that it? Rise of Skywalker? What was the third movie in the sequel trilogy?
The third movie in the Star Wars
The Rise of Skywalker. Mandalorian and Grogu is what that crack looks like 8 years later, after the brand damage became impossible to hide. You damn right. I told you that the popularity armor that they had took care of them for The Force Awakens, even for The Last Jedi. And I think they still made $1 billion with The Rise of Skywalker, right? Excuse me. They made money on they made $1 billion with Rogue One. But after all that destruction, it was, man, your armor was pierced. Around 316 million worldwide and bleeding theaters, The Mandalorian and Grogu is tracking to finish as the lowest grossing live action Star Wars movie ever made. That's a damn shame. Man. Well, y'all. So, more on this plan. So what's the plan? According to reporter Jeff Snyder, whose information has been circulating through the Star Wars Leaks community on Reddit, Disney has reportedly handed Lucasfilm a new set of marching orders under President and Chief Creator David Filoni, who took the top job with the older core fan base walking out. The reported strategy doesn't sound, they don't even, let me tell you something. If they're saying this makes me think they don't even think they can get the older audience back. Sounds like Lucasfilm is asking why the audience left. Yeah, it doesn't sound like, Doesn't sound like they were even, you know why they're not asking why we left? Because they know why we left. They absolutely know. There's a reason why I told y'all. See, I don't think that the team, the whole Hollywood machine, I don't think they're stupid. I think they're smart people. Now, smart people can do stupid things. That can happen. You've seen that all the time. Smartest person you know made a dumb decision. It happens. Okay? And they continued to make it over and over again because they were following in some agenda that everybody jumped in on. They know why they lost. And they know how to get us back. So if they don't, it's because they refuse to. They refuse to do what they know is right to get us all back and to create new viewers. Sounds like Lucasfilm is trying to engineer a replacement audience. I'm willing to bet almost anything that they don't do it. Aimed at teens and young adults through the vague corporate hope that Star Wars can be made to feel special again. I'm willing to bet almost anything. If they do it, I'll be like, well, it's still trash, but you're able to, you're able to somehow do it. All right, so here are the bullet points in what they're going to do. Lucasfilm will reportedly target an audience aged 10 to 70. Okay, well, that's not bringing any younger audience. If they're 70, then you're trying to get people back. A comically wide range with a stated focus on teens and young adults, anchored by PG-13 ratings. No one cares about that. The movie needs to be good. Nobody, the majority of us don't care. Especially ever since I turned 18, like the ratings don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to get into an R-rated movie. I needed to either be with a parent or an adult. Yeah, my mom was Jehovah's Witness. So she wasn't going to see no R-rated movies. So as a kid, I couldn't go see. I had to sneak them, or I had to watch them at a friend's house, something like that. You know what I mean? So it's never mattered to me. Sometimes I'll watch a movie and think it was R and found out it was PG-13, or vice versa. I thought it was PG-13. No, it was R. It was R. Why was it R? AI will reportedly be used to generate environments and visual effects. Creatives will reportedly have to build stories that fit within Filoni's overreaching framework. The stated cadence is reportedly 2 shows and 1 movie per year. Standalone films will, you know what angers me a lot about this is that with Marvel and Star Wars, they were putting out a lot, but with Marvel, they were really putting out a lot, right? If they had just stayed focused on what made them, we could have gotten so many good movies and television shows. But they decided to flush 10 plus years down the damn toilet. Standalone films will reportedly become rare, with the focus shifting toward the next saga. Films are reportedly expected to be epic and high stakes, carry a clear vision, establish worlds, and tell interconnected stories. All shows will reportedly be set in the New Republic era, used as a sandbox to experiment with tone, genre, and structure. Both animation and live action series will reportedly continue. Star Wars has to remain special. There's reportedly an explicit directive, and Lucasfilm will reportedly court emerging and established talent with particular emphasis on the 18 to 25. Let me tell you something. I don't give a who is in the movie or television shows, as long as they're good. I don't care. You can't, and I know if I feel like this, there's a lot of other people that feel like this. You can't get me to the movie just by saying, The Rock's gonna be in it. Pedro Pascal's gonna be in it. You can't get me to the movie for that. It's gonna have to be good, because if it looks garbage, I'm gonna tell you. And I'm gonna tell you as plain and simple as I can and as passionate as I always have. And there are going to be a ton of people that think like me that don't have a career like I do. See, I go to the movies because it's what I do. I review movies. But just people that don't, that think like me, they're like, hey, so what? I don't give a who's in it. It looks like you're going down the same direction you've been going down. So if they even see a hint of you continuing to F up the movies, they're not going. And you're not going to make money again. And it'll be special, all right. It's special in a different way. Which it already is now. This is especially bad. Oh man. I'm done. I'm relaxing. And there's a lot more to the article that you guys can read here. I'll post the link below. Good job, Cosmic Book News. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think about the situation. Do you think that they can build a massive new audience to replace what they've lost? I say no. 10 million subscribers. Woo!